Hello to all, and good afternoon to those watching me. My name is Justin Waybrick, and I am here to speak about freedom, American rights, rights basically of all people. This is a segment that I've sort of put together and kind of am going to have follow-ups along with. It's called Freedom, just another Microsoft application. Simply speaking, is there freedom any longer? America is basically the country that has been founded upon the ideology of freedom. And here I sit in America, and yet I feel deprived of freedom. Can this be because there seems to be no freedom any longer? I believe so. We're run by corporations, banks, insurance companies. It's a world of unjust. It's a world of political corruption. I would like to take my hat off for a second to let out my sympathies for those lost in the West Virginia mine accident that occurred on April 5th of 2010, to the 29 miners who lost their lives in an accident that should have been avoidable. I'd just like to take a moment to remember them. Well, the person I feel responsible for this tragic accident in West Virginia was CEO of Massey Energy Company, Don Blankenship. Don is a man of political connections. He has multiple power or associations with people that is impossible to basically compromise by the American public. We see these issues, but we do not address them, and that's because of the corruption that he is in. It's a difficult line to walk when you have to live in a society that these people do down south, and they're forced into one job and only one job, and that job happens to be run by the same person in all the areas. Is this not a sign of corporate monopoly? I believe so. Should people be forced to do something that may jeopardize their life along with their land that they've been born and raised upon? I don't believe so. We need to find other solutions. Don Blankenship needs to be taken out of CEO from Massey Energy, and we need to move on. These miners cannot afford to lose their lives. Their families cannot afford to lose them. These are tragedies that just should not occur, especially in the year 2010. My next big issue today, I guess, to address would be the insurance companies. They have been at a revenue of approximately $8 billion a year, and that seems to be growing. That number comes from a few years ago. This is their net revenue, so after all expenses are paid and costs, this shouldn't be happening. People pay for insurance to protect themselves. They shouldn't be paying for insurance in order to better the insurance company, and that seems to be where all the money is going. It's going to these companies, and they are not paying out the people who need to be paid out. Once again, these lines of political corruption are very hard to attack because of the people they involve, and that every little citizen really in America today does not have a voice. That is why I chose to do this. I'm doing this to bring awareness to others for problems that for some time have been around and we are not addressing as a society. We are allowing media influence to persuade us to believe certain facts that are actually not facts and only just their perspective on one outlook. I'm here to voice another outlook. We need to, as a country, stand with one another and shut down these large corporations. I appreciate everybody joining me today, and tomorrow we will have another segment, go into more detail, and hopefully get somewhere. Good luck, and may my thoughts go out to all those suffering from the 2010 suppression in America.